bang my truck today.
Bang mushrooms today?
Oh, I said I banged my truck today.
Oh.
This is a fun song.
It is.
It's like a
It is a little
Sounds
country
like-
kind of.
We're just singing country.
It
It's
sounds
a
like
truck
they're playing
banging
music
song,
for a
man.
cow.
It's a truck banging jamboree. Welcome to D-pad.
It sounds like they're playing the music through a cow. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Through
As one does.
A cow or a cowboy. I'm trying to turn the volume down. There we go. I'm Rick,
I'm John.
I'm Ben.
and
I'm
we're
Wendy.
playing.
Oh, that's fine.
Good.
God, Rick is out to get me
No,
tonight.
I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. I do that
Get
sometimes.
the rustling bush.
No, I'm not going to
Rustling.
rustle any cattle on this. That was Lindsay.
Cow pokes.
I did not mean to interrupt.
What do you guys think cow pokes mean?
Oh, fucking-
Etymologically, what is up with
They
cow
poke
pokes?
the cows to hurt
Yeah, they
them
poke the
together.
cows.
Is that really it?
Yeah, they take.
Well,
they
that's a
take-
lot easier than I expected.
Actually, it wouldn't surprise me. If,
Usually words have a more interesting history than just the two other words it is. So my bad.
it would not surprise me if a cattle prod or a brand
Yeah.
was the reason for cow poke, like someone who does poke the
Oh
cows.
yeah, cattle right, okay.
Like I was joking. I don't know if Ben was initially. I was totally fucking around, and I thought. I
Well,
was
cattle
like,
prod
oh,
is
yeah.
the same deal. It's a prod for cattle.
Yeah.
It's what you prod your cattle with.
Yeah, but that's like a literal exactly why it was like.
It's
Hey,
it's like how the Germans call birth
are we literally
going to
start this off with? I think we are. Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Your life
I will evolve.
That was a totally natural.
It was so normal.
That's great. Everything else in your life is just so great for Rick right now.
Shoot fireball.
Everything's coming up, Rick.
No,
Everything's
nope, it's not.
coming
It
up,
sure
Rick.
isn't. Wow.
Evolved into-
Okay.
Sassy.
Evolved
Fancy
into a
man.
who's the guy who does Akira Toriyama? Looks like an Akira Toriyama like preppy character. With that hair like that.
Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Dartrix.
I can
Dartrix.
only see the Doctor Who that I don't like that much.
The Doctor Who. Oh, Matt Smith. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I can see that.
Yeah.
I guess I can see that in there. It throws sharp feathers called blade quills. It has a name for them specifically at enemies or prey. It seldom misses.
Wow.
But sometimes it does miss.
It does
Just not a
occasionally
lot.
miss. Also, its bow tie has become saggy.
Also, seldom is a weird word to me.
In what way?
Well, it's not like most words that would fit in that spot in a sentence. Adjectives, you might call them.
You might.
Adverbs? No, adverbs.
You would probably call them adverbs if you wanted to be correct. Yes.
Wow. God.
You can call them anything you want.
Yeah, I can call them. I can call them books.
They
Might be
usually
right.
end in ly, and they
Usually. Like no, that's an example of an adverb.
is it?
Is you? Yes. Usually.
But seldom is the only one that comes to mind that like.
Yeah, you never. Often, I do not have any adverbs that.
You could say rarely instead of seldom.
I'm just.
I would say that you
So,
shouldn't
like,
drink that too
I'm trying to
fast.
think like. I guess seldom just strikes me as a weird word. It has no.
It's not.
context.
Yeah, like it's
you know
not.
what I mean? Like
it's
it's
not. It doesn't
not.
have like a root of.
There's no root that we are familiar with. There's no other word that follow that same pattern or structure. It
Yeah.
just
What
seems
is this? It
out of
takes
left
children
field.
for that.
Seldom.
I'm
It
not
sounds like a
interested in
name.
children.
Patty and
no
Seldom.
thanks. She doesn't
Seldom
like.
and Gamora.
Seldom children.
What? She doesn't
Yeah.
like my Drifloon because it steals kids.
Make a profit.
So
Sell them
mean.
children.
What am I getting? Whoa! All right, I'll take it. If I don't figure out how to be adorable soon, I'll have to learn how
love
to
her.
daughter instead.
Daughter is a Lowland slang for sucking dick. Some people express their and finding something funny through laughter, and then there's Lindsay.
Okay.
I'm allergic to humor.
Which is why she
Don't
never
we know?
sneezes on the channel.
Oh, but if she does it was because of me. Oh,
No, we're
so
done.
Rick, what'd you do this weekend?
Nothing.
Yeah, me too. End of conversation.
No, me and John went to fucking. We flew down to National Harbor, Maryland, or Oxon Hill, Virginia, whichever one it
Or
decided to be
Washington,
that day.
D.C..
Yeah, all three of them
What?
for MagFest.
So Washington D.C. is like this weird fucking nexus of 2.5 states.
Yeah.
And like you walk one step in one direction, you're in Virginia, another step in the other direction, you're in Maryland, and somewhere in between is the District of Columbia, which is totally a made up thing. I don't understand it.
Yeah, so's your face.
Oh shit!
Wow.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you
Wow.
over your hair that matches
Wow.
the sassy Doctor Who bird he just evolved.
A little bit. A little bit.
We're having this really tense moment, and Rick's just like, a little bit.
I could see it. I could see it.
I'm sorry,
yeah.
because I'm sorry. Earlier, did I hear you say something about you not liking Matt Smith?
I'm a tenant man myself.
I mean,
You
who
can
is
be
it? But
both.
still.
I found Matt Smith more. He as an actor is fine. I just found the
Whoa,
way they
what is
wrote
this?
his version of the Doctor a little
Melee
tiresome.
Meadow. How did I turn around after I got up here?
You should go in there.
It's a separate area. It's a separate.
I
cat.
should, yeah.
You
Oh, wait,
should
that's
go
that's
in
the
there.
goal. I should check this out first, just in case I woo.
Nope,
Just
you
in
gotta
case
go
I
in there.
woo.
Okay, there's a
Oh.
lot of stuff happening here. I'm gonna go to the meadow.
So, how was your MagFest experience?
Yeah, how did MagFest
Yeah,
go?
how,
I wasn't able to go.
Magfest was great. Getting to and returning from Magfest. Well, John, I understand you have a dramatic retelling that you'd like to share with everyone, while Lily stresses out over Nebby having disappeared for the 28th time.
Whenever
Please
she
tell
says
us,
Nebby,
John.
do you ever think of nipples instead?
No.
I do.
What's on your what? how
All
does
right,
your
well,
mind work?
we'll have to be real careful with this
Anyway.
game then. Rick Lash.
So Rick and I
Rick Lash.
got up 5 a.m. to catch this flight.
It's
Oh, I got up at 4:30.
It's
I woke
true.
you
There
up at
were
5:20, but
Sure, fair enough. We got up real early.
early,
Yes. Early.
morning
Early is the-
rising.
Packing wasn't entirely ready by the time I was woken up. Would you say
no.
that's true?
I would say that's true.
Yeah. I was packed, but in general, the packing wasn't done. So I'm not gonna, we're a team. So, so we pack quickly in the dark. We end up with an extra bag, so we would have 5 bags between the two of us. That doesn't seem like an important detail, but oh, sweet listener, sit still for a minute, settle in.
You found a great ball.
So we take an Uber to General Edward Logan International Airport here in Boston.
Is that his full name?
Are you
Think so?
shitting me?
I think
General
it's General Edward
Edward
Logan.
Logan.
But it's something similar to that.
Flowers.
Eddie Lowe.
And we get to
Here we go.
the airport really smoothly. We go up to the front desk. We check in. We're like, hey, we've got these bags. Is there anything we need to do? And they're like, nope, go on
Oh,
ahead.
fuck my balls.
Caterpie.
Really? Really? Really?
You don't even evolve
Really?
into the right thing.
Dude, I'm going to have it. He's going to instantly evolve all the way if I ever use him.
That's cool.
Hey, Butterfree's useful.
Yeah, but
You can have a pretty beautiful butterfly just like you.
how do I manage to not complete... Oh, Mud Slap, ironically, might... Well, it's still stab, though, but it's not effective. How does
Zzz,
20... Yeah, that's probably a safe one to use.
It looks like
So you get to the airport.
So yeah, so we go to the airport. We go up to the check-in desk because the electronic things looked sketchy. So we go up to the check-in desk,
Oh, never mind.
and we're like, "Hey, we're checking in." And they're like, "Cool, here's your boarding passes." And we're like, "Hey, do we have to do anything about their bags? These bags?" And they're like, "No, go ahead." So we go, we get some coffee and some food, and we settle in. We wait like probably an hour because we're kind of early.
Yep.
And finally, they're like, "We're ready to start boarding." As a reminder, Spirit customers need to pay per bag, even for carry-ons. If you pay at the check-in desk, it's $45, and if you pay at the gate, which you're all at right now, it's $65. And I'm like, what? and so I was thinking about this. I think our first mistake was even acknowledging that. I think we should have just walked on the plane.
Yeah,
like
I
we
realized
fucking
after
owned
the fact
place.
if we did nothing, then we might have just been able to just
Yep.
coast
But
on
anyway,
through.
so I go up to the
By
desk.
the way, I just want to interrupt real quick.
Yeah.
A lot of the commenters are basically saying first battle is probably generally the way to go with this, as opposed to
what?
first Pokemon. If it calls something, you can catch anything in this battle.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I was
that's
trying
what
to
we
say.
said.
Yes, I was more on the fence. The fan seems to have gone with first battle, though. Don't be a dick. Rules. You can't just sit there and cycle
Yeah,
until.
don't spam. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So sorry, didn't mean to
So,
interrupt.
no problem.
It was about
So-
to come up. So
So I go up to the desk and I'm like, "Excuse me, I think there's some mistake. Like we were talking to the people at the check-in and they said we were good to go. So our tickets include carry-ons
You
like
should tell
every
them
other
about
fucking goddamn flight."
the woman at the front, the help that she was giving us.
Yeah, we had 5 bags between us, right? And the woman at the front at the original check-in was like, "Oh, just squeeze this bag into this bag, so you only have 2, and then it'll be no problem." And we were like, "Sweet."
With the decided tone of like, don't let them see you do it, which is very strange.
Yeah, it seemed a little weird, but we were like, "Okay," but she didn't say anything about payment or charging or whatever. So we're like, "Okay,
Yeah.
cool." So we go in, and again, remember, if we had paid then, it would have been 45
whatever.
per bag, which is stupid.
Yeah.
And then when we get to the gate, they were like, "Oh, it's 65 per bag." So I go in, and I'm like, "Excuse me, this is our $130 flight, and you're telling me that I now owe you $110 for our bags?" And they're like, "Yes, sir, that's correct." And I'm like,
130.
130, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, "No, that's not correct."
By comparison, individually, our round trip tickets each were, I want to say 190.
Okay, 190.
So 190 per person for the entire both flights.
Right.
And we were about to be forced to pay 130 just to bring carry-ons.
One way.
Yeah.
They wanted it for both ways.
Yeah,
They
so it would've been
wanted
130 a person. So
both ways.
Essentially turning it from 190 to 320 to travel
Right, per
to and
person.
from DC.
Well,
and
you should just not bring anything with you.
yeah, exactly. My bad. But fuck them. That's
Fuck it,
insane.
keep all our microphones.
And because we ordered through Priceline, there's no notice of the baggage thing on
Yep.
Priceline.
So
So I get up there.
No notice on the actual site either.
What's that?
It was on Priceline. There was nothing on there. That Spirit
I'm
is
just betting
very
that-
unusual in this practice.
Yeah,
Like they
exactly.
are one of
They're
the only ones.
So
On
it's
their
fine.
website,
Look,
it's
they had the policy. It's in theory on us to know the policy. Except the part that bothered me was that they waited until it was literally boarding time to say, by the way,
Yeah.
you need to give us $110 or you can't get on the flight. So I basically, long story short, threw a shit fit. Got
A
some
good
people,
one, though. It
Got
was
some
pretty
people
good.
on my side. Oh no, I'm very good at that. That's one of my things.
I had mentioned to John when we were dealing
Um,
with later parts of this story that he's very good at arguing up, and I'm very good at arguing down. Like I'm good
Which
at
is
like
the thing I think Rick just made
no.
up.
Like I think I'm good at like.
How does one argue down?
So I'm good at negotiating and getting people like to calm down and just be like, look, we're just gonna deal with this. We're all gonna be fine.
you want to try
We'll
to
make it through."
negotiate me to calm down?
No. Whereas John is very good at being like, this is unacceptable. This is not okay, and I'm not gonna stand for it. But like not like
Right?
like,
Yeah. You
in a
can't
very
lose your shit
controlled-
because then you don't
Oh my
get what
God.
you
Then you
want.
lose.
Rick, can you always fight that way?
Long story
I'm calling
short,
my Caterpie Patrice.
Oh, it's beautiful.
There we go.
Oh, I love it.
whatever psych buzzwords you want to use, I basically calm, dominant, assertively manipulated the guy into taking
You know,
$150
the old CDAM.
off of our baggage thing,
Yeah.
and then we get on the flight.
Yeah.
This is step one.
Oh yeah.
We get on the
Of
flight.
a many-step
No,
program.
no. Hold on. Again, settling, guys.
Guys, Cutie Flight is my favorite and the best.
Okay.
We take the flight. we
That's good to know. Shut the fuck up.
we get into the airport. We fly in to the airport, and we call our friend Josh, Retro Trigger 64. We call our friend Josh
Yep.
to come pick us
Shout
up.
out.
I asked Rick numerous times, just to make sure. I
Oh
asked Rick
damn it! Fuck.
numerous times.
Yes. Oh yeah, I forgot entirely about this.
Right. I asked Rick. Oh, there's so much, Rick.
Yeah.
It took an hour for me to explain this to Lindsay earlier.
Yep. Yep.
I asked Rick numerous times, like, oh, which airport are we at again? We're at Reagan? Yeah, we're at Reagan. We're at Reagan. Okay. Josh, hey, we're at Reagan. Come pick us up. All right, dudes. An hour later, I'm bored, waiting for Josh to come pick us up. I decide to dick around on Instagram. I take a cool photo of, like, you know, like the baggage things outside
Yeah,
on the landing
cool
pad.
photo. All right,
Whatever,
yeah.
fine.
Waterfalls.
I
Hell yeah.
bet that's what that
Whatever.
was.
It was a shitty photo, but I was bored. So I looked, I put it on Instagram, and I noticed that's weird. All of the GPS information for this Instagram keeps saying BWI Airport, but we're at Reagan. That's weird. Hey Rick, do you think Rick? We're not at Reagan. Fucking
So-
Josh was pulling into the parking lot
Yeah.
at Reagan when I finally called him. I called him once, and he said, "Oh, it's John. I'll just call him when I get out of the car."
Yeah.
And so he ignored the call.
So I texted him and be like, "Hey, I'm a huge idiot," which I was, and the reason why, and this doesn't excuse it, but to give.
The fuck?
Fuck. You
flask.
throwing flasks
It's a
now?
flask.
Jesus.
Don't worry about it.
My girlfriend always disappears somewhere. You better be careful throwing those flasks. You're gonna disappear in a bunch of flowers too. It's probably not the worst way to disappear, but you know.
So you fucked Josh over, poor guy.
Yeah. So what happened was when there was no like thing that was going on here. Okay.
I know, right? He just sits there and talks about his fucking girlfriend. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
fine.
And Josh was
So-
an hour late to even leave to come get us. So we've already
So-
been waiting like 2 hours for Josh.
For what it's worth, so the flight that we had originally set up was going to Reagan, but it would have been $100 a piece more expensive, and we were like, wait, let's find something
Also
The
else.
on
first flight
Spirit?
you Google searched for was going to Reagan, but the one we bought was
Yes.
BWI.
I looked for one that was going to Reagan because Reagan is about 10 minutes away from where Magfest
Well, regardless.
was.
So finally, Josh goes, okay, I'll come get you guys. And then drives the hour and 10 minutes to come get us.
Oh.
So now we wait again. So poor Josh, and we've been waiting. Fine.
bonus points. He lives quite close to BWI.
Yeah.
Oh.
And basically
It was
drove
entirely
past
out of
it to go to Reagan.
Yep. Yep, yep, yep.
No.
So, that's fine. No big deal. It's fine, guys. This is nothing yet. We've barely even begun.